So today we're going to rip apart Simon's golf swing from the Sidemen and Big Wedge. And when I say rip apart, there's a fair bit we can improve on here, but you know what, that's good. That's a lot to talk about, a lot for you to learn, and I know for a fact there's things in his golf swing you will see in yourself and you'll go, ah, I can use that too. So let's get into this and start analysing his swing. Let's get straight into analysing Simon's swing, and I know there's gonna be little things that you're gonna pick up and go, ooh, I know I do those, and then we'll get into how we fix them. So the first thing I wanna start off by saying here is, let's have a look at grip. The grip is like the steering wheel to our golf shot, so if our grip's wrong, then we've got a hard chance of actually trying to control the face, right? Now, for me, the grip looks very, very strong, and after watching several of the videos, Simon looks like he struggles with the golf ball going left, right, and possibly misstrikes on the face. So the first thing I'm going to check here is, have we got the club in the fingers? Now, the other reason why I want to check grip here is this shaft angle looks very upright, looks very high at address. So what I mean by that is these hands are not where they need to be here, they're all the way up here. Now it makes it very, very hard to be powerful in this position. And just to change colour here, I'd say we want it to look a little more on the green line than where it is on the red, and you can see the difference of that here on the swing. The next thing I want to go into here is shoulders. There's so many quick little wins here to really improve Simon's swing, but also your swing. Feet are pointing in one direction, shoulders are pointing in another, and this is where we have the problem with ball position. That can really give us a skew of shoulders when we have driver in our hand. So we've got grip, shaft angle at address, and their ball position and the effect of shoulders so far. Like I say, there's a lot of quick wins here. In the backswing, I'd like to see a little more hip turn and a little more depth. For me, this really will give Simon, and I know you, a better move in transition. Because as you can see here, if I play this transitional move, you can see there's a real hit out towards the golf ball, and then a stand up at impact, and you can see where that shot tracer is going right there. That is doing so much damage to the swing. So much damage. So look, I want to see a little more hip turn around here, a little more depth, control of that face in general, and I know that I'll just tee up the downswing to be absolutely perfect. We get those dominoes stacking in the right way, and it's going to go from being like, come on, let's have a look at this here. This is what it looks like right now. Let's use this big golf ball. It looks a little this way, a little awkward, hands a little high, no wheel turn, and hit out towards the golf ball to, okay, well, this is starting to look a little more powerful, a little bit more like the dominoes are stacking in the right way. A few small wins here. Let's get them all going in the right order. Simon's golf will improve, but I know there's some things that will improve your swing too. Now, please, please, please compare what I'm saying to Simon right here to your golf swing and just go, you know what? Yeah, I need a little bit of that in my swing too. Now, we're going to start in a very, very logical order. We're going to start with grip and this shaft angle because they're sort of correlated a little bit. I tend to see this. The higher the shaft goes, the more the hand wraps over if you want to keep the club in the fingers. If we have the club on the side, it tends then to fall into the palm. I know players like Bryson do this, but he has really thick, chunky grips. I'd really recommend staying away. So, the first thing, we're going to lower that club. Roughly, this is a really nice way of thinking about it. Get it pointing at your belt buckle. So not into the sort of belly button, get it pointing at your belt buckle. That is the difference, and straight away that club's going to fall more into the fingers like this. Up here it's palm, all hand wraps over, so in the fingers, and I want to look for 2.5 knuckles, crease right shoulder. Really then just take your right hand, whether it's interlock or overlap, crease into right shoulder. Now I've got a good grip. So look at the side of the screen here. Look how high Simon's hands were. Remember, we put that green line on, and then look at mine now. This is what I'm really suggesting. Get those hands lower and grip more neutral. That's really going to give us a great position when we start talking a little bit of backswing in a second. So we then looked at Simon's swing and said we need to sort out these shoulders and these feet. We had a little bit of a mishmash, and let's go to our circle here. If I stand in the middle of the circle, right, and let's say I'm aiming straight towards target, if my ball moves back in my stance, look where my shoulders go. If my ball moves really forward in my stance, look at where my shoulders go. So if we just roll this ball around and go, imagine I'm teeing it up here, what influence is that going to have on my shoulders? Well, this is sort of what we saw with Simon's swing, and then it's a hit out towards it. So let's use our big ball. Let's move the ball and make sure it's sort of a club head inside our left heel. Now we still do need to make some other compensations. It can't just move the ball back, but I want to make sure the ball positions a club head inside. I then want to feel, and Simon, really this bit, listen to this bit, I want to feel like you're tucking your right shoulder back. Now to do that, I want you to feel like you're reaching to your back right pocket and look at what my shoulders are doing. And go sort of halfway down your hamstring there, and then come on. Look at the difference in my setup right there. More into out. If we do some lines on my shoulders to my feet, a little bit more neutral, or maybe even shoulders a little bit to the right. But then from this angle, look at this. Compare that to this. That is a game changer right there. So setup point of view, I think we've nailed that. Really, really nailed that. We've got grip, we've got the hands a little bit lower, and we've got the feet, hips and shoulders really communicating much better. Now, I want us to really nail a little bit of backswing. So, this is how we can do it. So I'm thinking, Simon probably doesn't get a lot of time to go and practice, and I think a lot of us are the same. So here's a little bit of a routine that I recommend Simon and yourself to do, okay, before every single shot with driver. As well as set up, this is what I would really feel. So we'll use the big ball, just so it's that easy to see, isn't it? Okay, let's address that golf ball. Club head inside, address. Hamstring, hands lower, look at my position right here. Now what I really want to see is, I mentioned this in the video, is a little more hip turn, a little more shoulder turn and more depth, but keep the club face all in tow. This is how we do that. We get set up, we feel these positions, a little routine. Let's call this A, hands in, club head out. Look where I am. Let's call this A. Look at that. My chest, and I kept my hands in the middle of that, all the way up to my hands being at hip height. Okay, that's A. B is this, and this is really key. So Simon, if you're watching this, listen up. Left wrist nice and flat, butt of the club pointing somewhere between my feet and the ball, and the hand still in the middle of my chest. And C is just a little more hip and shoulder turn. From here, we can just let the arms drop and swing through nice and naturally. Let's do that again. We're gonna go A, B, C, drop. A, B, C, drop. For me, I absolutely love this. You can really feel more depth, more width, all the dominoes starting to stack in the right way, and then just look at where I'm swinging down the downswing. If you put your swing up before, you could really see this hit out to the golf ball. Now, because we've got turn and depth, we can let the club swing to the golf ball, not hit out. Game changer, that one, game changer. The worst thing you can do, Simon, and anybody in fact, is have too much information. Overload, overload, overload is awful. So let's just get right. Let's get the hands a bit lower, the grip a little better, feeling it this way, because that's gonna feel so different. You're gonna probably feel more over, really tucked up. It's gonna feel odd. So let's make sure you get that right, and then just work the A, B, C, because this again is going to feel very, very different. In a future lesson, I want to start working on the downswing, but priority right now, let's get the first ABC dominoes working right, and then downswing will feel so much easier. Thanks for watching, and I hope it has helped your golf swing too, here at Alex Elite Golf, the home of simple golf tips.